Hey guys, I hope you're okay. Well, hello guys, back again here with you with another YouTube channel video.
Hi guys, I hope you're okay and you're having a great time today.
Hi guys, back here again with you with another video, and today is actually going to be one of the videos that many people have been asking me to post and talk about. And I know it's a little bit early and like I shouldn't be maybe posting this video now, but I think it's a good thing to do it now because the people who are actually looking to study now for the exam, it's going to be beneficial to them. So first of all, I'm just gonna say what the topic is. You already know the title. It's UKCAT preparations and how to score top percentile for UKCAT. It's actually such a weird experience right now, me sitting here talking about this when about 7 months ago I was literally looking through videos on YouTube on how to basically get top percentile UKCAT score, and here I am doing a video myself. So I'm definitely gonna give you some tips and advices that have worked for me, and I'm sure it will work for you. Again, before I even start, things are different for different people, so it might work for me, but it might not work for you. So there's not a guarantee that this will work, but it will definitely bring up your score up to much better score than you've previously scored probably. First of all, I'm just gonna say the first thing that I found very useful. Of course, the first thing that I found very useful is the UKCAT blog book. I have actually recorded myself talking about that book in the previous videos. I think it was during I think it was around August that I was actually recording that video, and you could see the book in that video. UKCAT blog book is one of the most amazing books that you can find to be able to bring your UKCAT score up. What it does, it puts you into an organizing mode. Kind of, you know what you're doing, you know what is your weakness, you know what is your strength, and you eventually improve on your weaknesses and you'll become better at your scores. And that book is honestly the god of UKCAT, I can say. However, there is also one thing that you need to remember. That book is going to be very helpful for you to know how to improve on your skills. But without you actually being consistent and continuing to do to that kind of plan that you already had to improve every single time, this is not going to happen. So you need to be motivated enough. You need to be consistent in doing them, and you have to keep up to date with the work you're doing. So one thing that I can say, the first tip that I can give you is, of course, use the UKCAT blog booklet. The second tip I can give you is for you to write down every time you get a score in a mock, whether it's an official paper, official UKCAT exam questions from the official UKCAT website, whether it's from another website, you need to write down every time that you get a score. So to show you that I did that before, it's not very well written, and I'm just going to show you exactly what it is. So as you can see here, I've had a few pages. It's only a few pages. So maybe like for me, it was around like 10-20 pages. I wrote down every time I did a mock. So you already know that UKCAT has verbal reasoning, quantitative reasoning, you have decision making, and you have abstract reasoning. So you already know my scores. So the way I went through revising for each score is basically by doing this. So you can see here. Now, I'm gonna tell you about this. I don't know if you can read it or not. It says Medify mock. So what I did, every time I did a mock, I wrote down my, for example, verbal reasoning score. This is the first mock that I did. You can see I didn't really do good. So 530 for verbal reasoning, 550 for quantitative reasoning. For abstract reasoning, I got 630, and for decision making, I got 550. I forgot that you do have another section which is decision making. So verbal reasoning, quantitative reasoning, decision making, and abstract reasoning. So you can see I actually carried on doing that, and then writing my scores down. I also did an average, which you already need to know your average, because you have to know your average. It's just something that you need to know. So I had the average of 565 when I first did the mock, and the overall score out of 3,200 was 2260, and my situational judgment was band 2. So you can see that was my first mock that I did on UKCAT. This is like the first thing that I did, the first test, and I scored 565 or 2260 out of 3,200. I carried on, and you can see this part. This is all my working outs. Whenever I did decision making, when I needed to work out, I did it here. For quantitative reasoning, I did it here. Even for verbal reasoning, sometimes you need to remember some things. You can just quickly write it down, not write the whole thing out. Maybe like, for example, you want to know that line 3 of this passage said something about, I don't know, like cancer research. Don't write cancer research. You don't have time for that. UKCAT exam is such a kind of pressurized, as in like timing wise exam, that you need to know how many seconds you're going to spend. I'm not going to tell you spend 30 seconds on each question. I'm not going to tell you that. That is going to scare you a lot, because it happened to me. Every video I watched, they were telling it has to be 30 seconds. You have to do 30 seconds for each question. It's right. You need to spend around that time, but you don't have to think about it. If you do understand the question, then you spend even less than that on that question. If you don't understand it, you spend 30 seconds or maybe like 40 seconds, but you can move on quickly. So I will come back to that. Moving on, I will come back to that. So then what I did, I decided to write everything. So I carried on doing that. Mock 1, Mock 2, Mock 3, Mock 4. I mocked myself again and again, tested myself on how much is my average, what am I getting, how am I working this out. And then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna write it down in one page. So I wrote the whole thing out in one page. I wrote the mini mocks and all the mocks that I did in one page. And you can see here, for example, on, let's look at the one that is completely full. Okay, I did 3 marks on each section. So for example, for my verbal reasoning, I wrote it down, and I can see I went from 550 to 570 and then 550 back. I knew there is something wrong with it. I did something wrong. At least I knew that, okay, I did really well, but I know my average is around 550 anyway. So I needed to strengthen my work. So then, I'm sorry about that. I did the same thing for the other sections. I could see whether I am improving or not. If I wasn't improving, then I had to look at why I'm not improving. And that UKCAT blog book helps a lot in knowing why you are not improving. So that's what I did, to be honest. And UKCAT blog talks you through everything. I don't want to tell you exactly what it tells you, because of course you need to get the book. It's just something you're gonna get, and you're gonna keep like working with it, and it's just gonna become your best friend, UKCAT best friend, to be honest. So that's one thing. I will definitely advise you to not do the test when you're practicing under time condition at first. Do not do it under time condition. There's no need. The first 2 weeks, don't do it under time conditions. Get used to the questions, get used to doing them, and then do it on the time condition. I would definitely give you I would recommend you to do it, to start revising 2 months before the exam. And I know it sounds a lot, but you need to do it, because for me, I think a month is enough for myself, but it depends. When you want to get used to it, used to actually being consistent enough to actually carry on doing it over under that timed plan, kind of your own plan, you have to get used to doing the questions and knowing what is your plan, and that takes at least 2 weeks for you to realize how you want to do it. So I think a month or two, actually 2 months, is a good thing to think about when you're preparing for it. Now, books wise, I know I have already given you advice on what books to use, but I'm just going to show you a few books that I've been using to work with UKCAT. I'm not gonna lie, I have not been working going through all the questions in these books. So first one is 1000 UKCAT booklet, and this is from the Get Into Medical School book. It's actually a really good one. I haven't used it, not gonna lie. I have not been using this one, and this whole book is literally new. It actually smells new as well. So this book is good. 1000 UKCAT book, if questions that you can use. You've got another one, 1250 UKCAT questions. This one is better than that one. I have actually been using some of the questions, been doing some of the questions, and these books, both of them, all of these books that are in this color, and they contain UKCAT question, practice questions. These ones always have tips and advices inside them as well. So they're really good. They have tips on how to do each one of them. Quantitative reasoning, verbal reasoning, abstract reasoning, decision making, for each one of them. There are tips on how to improve, and that's good. And they also have a mock at the end of the book as well, which is really useful, I think. And I also have the 600 UKCAT booklet, which again I didn't use, not gonna lie, I didn't use. For me, the 1251 was the best one, and I actually did use that one. So I recommend you getting that one and using that mock at the end for the end of your preparation. Don't do it at the beginning. You're gonna just scare yourself, and there's no need to be scared, and there's no need to be stressed. The whole amount of time that you're gonna spend preparing for UKCAT, you need to be without stress, empty of stressful thoughts, and completely optimistic, and it's gonna happen. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be smashing this exam. I know it. There's another 2 books that I actually used. I did use these ones. So decision making. So this is a score higher on the UKCAT. It has everything. There are 1000 questions, mock online test. Now, one thing I was going to mention, which I forgot about these books, these colored, this colored books, these ones are written, so you have to answer them by writing. It's not such a good idea. Your test is going to be on the computer. You're going to be using the computer doing the test. You might as well get used to doing the computer tests, and how to do that is by using a website called Medify, which I will come back to that in a bit. So this book was a lot of work and help, and I definitely recommend this book as well, but UKCAT blog first, and then this one is really nice as well. It's really nice. It's a really good book to help you with the tips and advice. It's well written, you can read them, it's very easy to read. It's really good, so get this book as well. And it's actually a Kaplan book. It's UKCAT Score Higher on the UKCAT, the expert guide from Kaplan. It's from Kaplan, this organization, or I think it's company that they do UKCAT preparations, and it's very, very useful. So I definitely recommend you this book as well. And then there is another one, which is 1200 practice questions for the UKCAT. It's a UKCAT guide again. This one I didn't really use. It's from uni admissions, and I think it's useful. I haven't had time to look through it. I bought these books because I did UKCAT twice, and my first time was the year before, which was 2017 or 2016, I think. And I didn't really prepare for my UKCAT back then, so I only bought these and didn't read through them. And this year I only got to do the 1250 book. I only got to use this one and UKCAT blog, which got me to get 7th decile on my UKCAT, for my UKCAT score. Now, away from books, I definitely recommend you, if you're not a book person, I definitely recommend you to get your Medify account sorted. It's medify.com, I think. Just type Medify on Google. That website is the God website. This UKCAT, and again, one more thing I forgot to mention, I actually don't have the book UKCAT blog at the moment with me because I gave it to one of my friends and I don't have it with me right now. So that book is the book expert of UKCAT. Medify account, Medify website, full of questions, full of mini mocks, full of mocks under time conditions, on without time conditions. There is everything in that website, and that is the website expert of UKCAT. So I definitely recommend you to use that website regardless of whether you are a book person or you are a computer person. You are supposed to use that website. That website helps you with everything, and I'm telling you that because I have experienced it and I know that it basically helps you. And I tell you to do that, to use that website 2 weeks before your exam, or even like 3 weeks before of it, so you get to do the questions. Do every questions in a way that this test is supposed to become a fun thing for you. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be scary. It's not supposed to be something like a monster looking over you at night for you to think about it over and over. Oh my God, what if I don't get this score? What if not? What if this happens? What if this happens? What if I don't get into medical school? You will get into medical school. You will get the best score in UKCAT and you will do well. There is nothing wrong with this test. It's a thinking test, and I'm sure you can do it if you prepare for it, and you have to be prepared for it. There is some people say there is no way to prepare for it, but there is. There are books, there are websites, there are tips, there are advices, there are videos on YouTube channel. Watch videos, watch books, read books, and go onto the Medify website and get prepared for it, and write down your scores for each test that you do, for each mock you do, for each mini mock you do, for each time under time condition questions you do. Write them down, find your averages, find where your weakness is, find where your strength is, and just do it. It's that easy and that simple. And I know I sound like it's like whatever. It's not like whatever. I know that it's a lot of pressure on you, on the people who want to do medicine. I know that. I have been there myself. And what I'm just trying to say is, when you can prepare for it and when you're here watching this video wanting to do it, then you're capable of doing it, and I'm sure you can do it. So moving on from motivational talks, I hope that this video has helped you. This is the ultimate tips that I could have given you. I'm sure you will be successful, and I'm sure this journey will end completely well. Do not stress. That's one thing. Another thing that I would definitely recommend you: do not stress. It's not going to be the end of the world. You're gonna get the high score anyway. I already know that, but if you prepare, you will get there. My score was I don't really remember the actual score. I have actually mentioned it in one of my other my videos that I went on the results and got my, I did my test and I got my results. I actually do have a video on that, so go and watch it. But I already know that for this year I had 7th decile, which is one of the top deciles and scores. I'm not saying it's one of the best, but it is something that medical schools do look at and do look for, basically. Updates on my medical application. As I said before, I have my Queen Mary interview coming up on the 5th of February. I'm looking forward to that one. I have not started my preparation yet, but I will do. I already know how it's gonna be, so I will do a video on how to prepare for medical interviews as well. as soon as I'm done with the interview, and I will keep you up to date with how it went, how it was, and what they asked me and everything. So I hope that this video has helped you, and I'm really happy that I'm back here again to do you videos. And yeah, just keep your head high, don't have stress in your mind, and you're gonna be well. You're gonna be doing great in this exam, and I'm sure you'll ace it. So if you had any question, just write it under below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I hope you have a great day, and thank you for watching this. Bye.